So today we are starting off the delusional merge month with a bang. And by a bang, I mean a very minimal article. I will be looking for more merge related stuff. I just want to have something to get us into the mood of the merge. And what a better article to read than Dimensions. Chris believes in the existence of parallel universes, otherwise known as dimensions, that coexist with our reality. In accordance to his usual egotistical and unreal beliefs and fantasies, this is a list of known dimensions that Chris believes in. Background: Chris has readily accepted the multiverse theory as an objective fact and uses it as a vehicle to justify his belief that cartoons are real. He was likely exposed to it for the first time in an episode of Family Guy Road to the Multiverse. No. That's why I like reading these articles, because I really think that he got it from Roger Rabbit. He's said it before, that Roger Rabbit is how he pictured it working, that there was a cartoon world where all the characters existed together. So I think this article is wrong with that. It is important to point out that the infamous second call between Chris and Alec, which took place on January 28th, 2010, occurred only 4 months after the original air date of this episode. I still think it's a coincidence, meaning that the idea was still fresh in Chris's mind. In recent years, Chris has become much more vocal about his belief in multiple universes. He invoked the existence of an alternative reality when expressing his disapproval of President Trump. It's probably because of the whole people saying that there was an Earth 2 where Bernie won. I remember that being like a thing, and people said Earth 3 is where Hillary won. He confirmed his belief in alternate dimensions in the Doopy emails. He confidently asserted actual existence of Quickville in his interview with Count Dankula. He wanted to discuss the nature of other realities with a writer of Marvel Comics after learning about Earth 1218, which is our reality in the comics. And that is true. There are multiple dimensions in the Marvel Comics multiverse, and that one was designated for the main Earth, like our Earth. But they hardly ever had any characters actually from our Earth. And it's debatable if they actually meant our Earth or just an Earth really similar to ours. He did not back down even after said writer stated that it was all fiction. It is also notable to mention that Chris was so easily manipulated by the idea guy, in part because he had invoked the multiverse theory, which immediately garnered Chris's attention, which is how Jacob Sockness also got Chris's attention by mentioning that Jacoba was involved in the multiverse. So that might be the main way to get a hold of Chris nowadays. C197, and for those of you guys who know Rick and Morty, that's going to sound familiar. C197, and we have a quote here from Chris. C197 houses not only Quickville, but also ton of our fictional characters, our fictional individuals of The Simpsons, Captain America, Batman, Eric Cartman, Kim Possible, Meg Griffin, Optimus Prime, Papa Smurf, Inuyasha, Ash Ketchum, all of the Pokemon, Digimon, and so forth. Sunset Shimmer and Canterlot High Group. I don't know what the fuck that is. With the portal to Equestria there too. That makes no fucking sense how any of these characters could exist with each other, especially Inuyasha. Come on, Inuyasha is a demon slayer, and some of these creatures would definitely be seen as demons to him. The CPUs and the many others as well. You imagine it unless it exists in an alternate setting like where World War II never happened. Well, we can't confirm that World War II happened in any of these fucking universes, so that's a stupid thing to bring up randomly. C197 represents an expansion of Chris's imaginary land. It includes Quickville, Rule Quick, which is the stupid fucking made-up country that Darkbind is from, the rubble of the 4-cent garbage building that Chris destroyed with rock and roll, and characters and places from various fictional media franchises. Superheroes, Sonichu's, copyright infringement, anything is possible. No longer content with the city of Quickville, Chris spends his mid-30s fantasizing about an entire dimension of a cartoon characters and imaginary friends from fiction the world over. He hopes that one day the dimensional merge will unite the dimension with ours, which is what we are covering all this month. List of OCs, and we've already covered a lot of the OCs, and I'm going to be covering more OC stuff soon, so stay tuned for that. Chris occasionally churns out descriptions of various residents of C-197. Some might have originated with Chris, while others were planted into his head by the idea guys or their ilk. As heaven. Chris considers C-197 to be a version of heaven. That is not good. That is not good at all. When you start saying shit like that, you're gonna kill yourself to go to heaven. That's not good. No, this is not a happy ending. Chris is gonna drink that Kool-Aid soon. An afterlife populated by characters from his favorite media franchises, as well as the spirits of his deceased pets and father. That is not a good way of coping, no. In May 2019 tweet, replying to someone whose father had passed away, Chris attempted to comfort the woman by telling her, "I am really sorry to hear about your father. It really is a shock when someone passes on like that on the spot. Apparently, in cases like that, destiny and fate needed him, and he had plans that are out of reach or negotiation at the moment. But rest assured, your father's soul is serving a good and greater purpose where he is right now, likely C-197 helping out." That's so fucking mean. That is so fucking cruel to tell someone that. Like, I'm sure she'd rather hear about any fucking religion rather than your made-up fucking bullshit. Fortunately, Chris's account was private at the time, so she did not see his blasphemy. Okay, well that's good. At least Chris couldn't spread this shit. And we have some type of phone. What the fuck is this? A Commodore cell phone only released in C-197. What the fuck? This is weird. Zapping it up. And it has a bunch of fucking data about it. This is so dumb. Why would Commodore ever make a phone? Let's see what this says. I want to read what it says. We're not reading the purple text because that's just a stupid fucking card game shit. After Scarlett's death in 1994, the Commodore Company continued onward into the other tech for the time in C-197 until when Chris Sonichu would be bestowed the powers and responsibilities. Commodore had put out some cell phones and have been successful in their sales. That is fucking dumb. I don't even know why that has to be part of his lore, but whatever. 12/18. On Twitter, Chris asked Marvel writer Shanann McGuire, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, I am so sorry, which dimension number represents the Earth that we are currently occupying. This person responded that the Marvel Universe canonical answer is 12/18. Chris took this literally, that we exist in a parallel dimension with other realities, a scientific possibility that is nonetheless otherwise untestable. Over the following months, Chris harmonized this concept with his own C-197. According to Chris, 12/18 and C-197 are in the process of merging. Which in the Marvel Universe, Earth's merging was a concept, but it never ends well, and it usually results in a lot of chaos. That shit actually happened a couple years ago in the Marvel Universe, so that's not a foreign concept to Marvel. 1C211987, a mashup of the other two dimension names. This would be the combined dimension of the cartoon C-197 and our reality. So that's what he wants our Earth to be in the end. R687 represents the universe based on the fanfiction Sonichu versus S&T. Why do they have to exist in an alternate dimension, but everything else happens in your fantasy dimension? Written by this person known in Kiwi Farms as something random 987. This is brought up on the 9th of October, which is my birthday of this year, after Chris declares his disapproval of the series and his attempts to distance anything S&T related from his universe, because she's a Sue. You can't have two Sues existing in the same universe. It'll cause chaos. It's described as a home for the Batman who laughs at everything from the Joker and one great massive mess. So that's Chris trying to insult a fanfiction made to parody his characters. S642. S642 is the universe where the fighting game Skullgirls takes place in. Why did they get to be their own dimension? Well, I don't think Chris realizes that all the other things he's combining into his C197 had their own dimensions too. Like 616, which is the main Marvel universe. It was first mentioned in the his fucking card game, his brony card game plotted device where a robot of the same name was created that housed the soul of Magichan of that dimension. X686 is the home of the Kiwi Farm user Cedric F's OC. Known residents are... I'm not reading any of those. This dimension's counterpart of Magichan, and Kepler, a shape-shifting counterpart of Blake. C911. C911 is a dimension with a doppelganger of Magichan. That's the only thing notable from it. Lego Dimension. As the name suggests, the Lego Dimension is the home of the Lego version of Chris and his other OCs. Why can't they exist in C197? What the fuck, Chris? ZX49, also known as the MacBook Pro Dimension. Why does that get to be its own dimension? Is the home of the dimension of all the OCs created by Aqua Diamond 8. Why do they get to have their own dimension? The Fourth Wall. The fourth wall is a dimension? That's not how that works, Chris. You're fucking retarded. Chris believes that all of the above dimensions are separated by an iron curtain he refers to as the fourth wall, and that primary goal in life is to break through this barrier and live with his OCs, which I don't like that idea. I think he's going to possibly hurt himself in the near future to try to join in this fictional world. But yeah, that was the dimensions. Sorry if I was a little bit out of it today and wasn't paying too much attention or just seemed distracted. I'm a little bit tired today. But this is just the first video in a long line of merge-related videos. We're going to continue doing these all month long, so I hope you guys are ready. There's more Chris Chan insanity to come from this. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye. Before the credits roll, I thought I'd give a shout out to my multiple ways of making money. YouTube is starting to slowly sanitize the platform, making it hard for people to make money on edgier content like I do. So I'm reminding you guys that I have a Patreon. The Patreon has plenty of reward tiers, including seeing my podcast early and possibly getting on the show if I can fit that into the schedule. I have video recommendation tiers that you can try to get into, and if Patreon isn't your thing, I now sell shirts. This month's shirts are Edge Christmas, where it's Edge riding on a Motobug, and Sonichu Christmas, which has Sonichu and Magichan on it. And if all else fails and my YouTube falls apart, I always have a BitChute account. So remember to check out all these different things in the description below.